Hi everybody. So today we're learning cooling breaths, warming breaths, and another cleansing technique called Agnisar Dhoti. The warming breaths are also considered a cleansing technique that I'll talk about next, but this first video will be about cooling breaths. And these practices are called Sheetali and Sitkari, or Sitkari actually, and they're traditionally used for cooling the body, decreasing high blood pressure or hypertension. And kind of the concept is you're inhaling in such a way that you're bringing air quickly over your tongue, and it feels very cooling in your mouth, and the air coming in is cool, so you kind of like feel coolness in your lungs. And clinical research has shown that these breaths can decrease hypertension, decrease blood pressure. And I've been involved in some of that research, mechanistic research particularly. So there was one study out of India that showed practicing these breaths can decrease hypertension. And so we built on that and tried to understand the mechanism. So essentially, if these breaths are producing a relaxation response, how can we measure that? And how can we measure what's happening with the parasympathetic nervous system and how blood pressure is impacted? So we measured heart rate variability, which can be a proxy for the effects on hypertension. And we showed that heart rate variability does increase when practicing these breaths. We're running another study now to measure the effects on blood vessel functioning or endothelial functioning. And so we're about to start recruiting for that. So we'll find out how that goes, and we're hoping to do more research on these breaths. So because hypertension is an issue in the U.S. Anyway, so these breaths, Sheetali and Sitkari. The first one, Sheetali, is the original practice, and it's done by rolling your tongue and breathing in through the tongue, closing your mouth, and then exhaling through the nose. Sitkari is the variation on that breath for people who can't roll their tongue, because it's a genetic thing. Not everybody can roll their tongue. And so instead of rolling your tongue, you're going to inhale through your teeth and bring in cool air that way. Then again, close the mouth and exhale through the nose. So I'll show you Sheetali first. Again, I'm sitting cross-legged, have my hands in Pranaba Mudra. And I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to inhale through a rolled tongue, then close my mouth and exhale through my nose. So usually I always end up pranayama technique, especially those ones that are like varying your mouth shape. I always just end it with a normal inhale, exhale. And you can feel like this very cooling sensation all throughout your mouth and your chest and your lungs. In the study that we led, people were practicing for 20 minutes at a time at a rate of 6 breaths per minute. So if you looked at a ticking clock or listened to a ticking clock, you'd be inhaling for 5 seconds, exhaling for 5 seconds each time. We also compared, that paced breathing to self-paced breathing, where I usually instruct you to listen to your body, like fill your lungs completely, empty your lungs completely, and slowly. We found that for people who had never practiced pranayama, it was easier for them to follow a prompt, like for us to tell them when to inhale and exhale. But if you're more experienced, like by now you've all been practicing fully filling and fully emptying your lungs, and you may enjoy more or benefit more from just breathing slowly and feeling full inhales and full exhales. As usual, when we're just learning, you want to just practice like a few of these breaths, see how you feel. And if you want to adopt a practice like this, or if you have hypertension, or if like on a hot day, for example, you want to cool down, you can do these breaths for like a full minute, or even 5 minutes, and see how you feel. Okay, so the second breath, Sitkari, is a variation, and this is where you inhale through your teeth. So just like you're not like clenching your jaw, but you've got your mouth open like a smile, and you can see your teeth. So you're drawing air through your teeth across your tongue, and you feel that cooling just the same. So this is what Sitkari looks like. Okay, so that's Sitkari. That's the variation of Sheetali. And both these techniques are cooling techniques traditionally used for cooling the body if you're feeling really hot or if you have high blood pressure. And the next video I'll make is warming technique.